It's time for Knights baseball here on Manchester Public Television. Hello, everyone, and welcome to baseball here at Gill Stadium. It is the Central West Knights versus the Alvirne Broncos. First pitch, first play, ground out right there, and Jackson Pellick is out with a 4-3 putout with the defensive work there by Nico Scafidi, grounding out to James Blaisdell. So, haven't you had a chance to say hello? My name is Kyle Heavey, and it's a pleasure to be with you on this 21st of May, 2025, and the second half of our doubleheader here, where Memorial fell to Bishop Girton, and now Central West versus Alvirne, and we'll see what Wilson Zola on the mound can do. Has Mikey Biebrus down 0-2 in the count. And Biebrus, one of the better hitters here on the Broncos. Got to be careful with Wilson. And now a little ground ball. It's going to be, off the mound and just gets past Nico. And this will go for a single here. So the Broncos are hitting the ball so far to start things off. The Broncos with a 3-10 record. Well, for the Central West Knights, they are still winless on the season, having dropped their first 13. But Coach Malik still believes in these boys, and they just got to get things going here. And now we'll see what Jameson Kruger can do. But Jameson will have to wait as the Wilson does a pickoff move to first, keeping Mikey Biebrus at bay. Now a hard hit ball out to right field. It's going to drop down for a single. Good throw to second base, but will not be in time. And I haven't really had a chance to talk about the defense here. Gavin Currier doing the shortstop duty. Wilson Zola on the mound. Liam Carter-Patton out in center field. James Blaisdell at first base. Pierre Mendez out in left field. Declan Manning doing the catching. Nico Scafini at second base, Hunter Redmay at right field, and Jazander Mendez at third base. And now, with back-to-back singles, Alvirne getting things going here with still one down in this top of the first inning. And fouled up onto the rooftop here. Central West had a tough matchup on Monday, facing the likes of the Bishop Girton Cardinals, but the Cardinals were able to win it 8-2, and just a tough week for baseball. Now, fouled ball, James Blaisdell going to run a long ways, but it will not be far enough as it takes a couple hops and goes over by the tarp that covers home plate. The tarp was on the field when I first got here at 3 o'clock. And now here we are starting the game at 7:02. So a 1-2 count here. And timeout called. Umpires here for tonight's game. Mr. Paul Vines behind the plate and Jim Walsh doing the bases. And Matty Biebrus. And pickoff move, a good one. Nico Scafini puts the tag on, but able to get back in time is the brother of the batter, Mikey. So see if Matty can get on base as well. He's a designated hitter. And he pops one over the rooftop here. So a 1-2 count. Wilson not overpowering the Broncos so far, but certainly making him swing and making his defense do some work. And now a hard hit ball. This could be a tough gap shot, ranging over and not able to make it, but the throw to second will not be in time. So 3 straight singles by the Alvirne Broncos have the bases loaded, and the Biebrus brothers have been able to get on base. They got their face masks on, trying to stay warm. As you can see, it is a chilly night here at the old Gill Stadium confines. Now Zola got to be careful here. First pitch upstairs to Mikey McGowan. Mikey, the first baseman, swings at a little changeup. Count goes 1-1. Lights should be turning on soon. It is certainly a dreary night with clouds. Fouled back to the net area. And Zola again has a batter down, 2 strikes. Can he get the third here and get the second out? Hard hit ball nearly hit his teammate. Would have gone foul, but if it had hit him, it would have been a dead ball, and the runner would have been out, and Mikey Biebrus able to get out of that. And a high ball, 2. Blaisdell ready to come in case he decides to bunt. Now a pop fly, taking this and safely catching that is Gavin Courier. So 2 down, and Zola appreciates some defense there as 3 straight singles had put a chance with 1 down. But now with 2 down, it'll be Brody Buja, the pitcher here. Pitcher versus pitcher battle. Brody certainly would love to help himself and get a RBI or 2. First pitch outside. Oh, Wilson falls behind on this count, but comes back with a swinging strike. Brody hitting in the 6th spot. Wearing number 6. Wilson hits the outside corner. Count now 1-2 in the Knights' favor. And a foul tipped into the mitt, and Wilson able to get out of a jam. After 3 straight singles, he puts the next 2 down with a pop fly and a strikeout. So after a half inning, 3 men left on base, and it will be the Knights who come up to bat here in the bottom of the first, right after this. Gavin Courier will lead things off for the Knights in the bottom of the first inning, as pitching for the Alvirne Broncos will be Brody Buja. And we'll see what Brody can do for the first pitch as a strike. Doing the catching will be Memphis Beach. At first base, we'll have Mikey McGowan. Second base, Grayson Pollock. Doing the shortstop duty will be Mikey Biebrus. Out in left field, Jackson Pollock. In center field will be Charlie Crawford, and in right field will be Jameson Kruger. And doing the job at third base will be none other than Jasper Workman. And so 1 down here after that strikeout. Called a strike on the outside corner to Wilson Zola. Wilson had a tough game the other day versus the likes of the Cardinals. So they'd like to get things going here. Fouls it in. Wilson hit into 2 double plays. And now moving him up in the lineup might help things out with Liam Carter-Patton now hitting in a spot in the 3-hole on deck. So Brody gets him swinging. It's going to be a hard hit in the hole. An error on the shortstop will get Wilson Zola on base. And now for the Knights, see if they can get something going with one down. And we will have a pinch runner going on for him. So a huge spot here for Wilson, who can now have a chance to relax a little bit and be back to the pitcher's mound in due time. So pinch running will be Adriel Castillo. Adriel got the start the other day down there at Holman Stadium and had himself a decent day, had a double, scored a run, walked, and also struck out. So 1 for 2 with a walk, and we'll see what he can do at first base. Now a hard hit ball out into left field, ranging back. This is going to be over his head. It's going to one-hop the fence, the wind helping blow it, and Castillo is going to trip and fall. He's still tripping and falling. Kay finally gets to home plate, and the Knights go up 1-0. It looks like he's pulling his hamstring, and it seems to be in some pain. This is not a good look here as Jaden Rodriguez comes over to make sure that he is okay. But the Knights do go up on the Knights here with a 1-0 lead. A hard hit ball by Liam Carter-Patton. And the Knights have another runner in scoring position here. A big triple right there. And some good running, as hard as it was. And James Blaisdell, now the batter. And he pops one sky high in the air. This could be trouble for, and no Bronco able to get to that one. And wearing number 16 tonight is James. Is wearing 26 on Monday, but now has lost 10 and is now back to 16. So let's see if he can be a little bit more patient on this one. Fouls it into the screen. So it goes to a 1-2 count. Strike 3 called, and James has a couple words to say to Paul Vines as he does not believe that that was called a strike. And now with 2 outs, we'll see what Pierre Mendez can do. Kind of taken off here, and a little trickery going on here with Liam at third base, trying to get into Brody's head to possibly make a mistake. A strike 1 right there. Pierre the other night had a single and a walk. Don't know what he did in the first inning, as that was played 9 days before, as they started the game on a Saturday before the rains came down. Inside. Pierre was busy, played out in left field, did some work at first base, and then was back out in left field, but he was able to get on base twice. We'll see if he can keep that trend. Swing and a miss, so count goes to 2-2. A protective swing right there from Pierre. And he's staying alive in this bottom of the first. Again, runner at third base. Knights up 1-0. Brody takes a moment here. And gets the third out with his third strikeout. So the Broncos give up an error and a triple and are now down 1-0. We'll see what the Broncos can do in the top of the second. Kyle Heavey with Manchester Public Television. Back with more after this. Broncos will have 7, 8, 9 part of the lineup. And the top of the second inning, and Wilson Zola with the first pitch is a strike low for a 0-1 count now to Memphis Beach. Memphis, the catcher here for the Broncos, gets jammed here. It's going to be an easy 6-3 play here as Gavin Currier able to throw that across the diamond to James Blaisdell for the first out. So a good pitch right there by Wilson Zola, just getting him swinging an inside pitch, hit the lower part of the bat, and one down here. And now we'll see what Grayson Pollock can do. The second baseman here. Grayson wearing number 3. Well, his brother wears 11, who led off the game with that ground out as well. Pitch down low, so now Wilson got to throw a strike here. Got to give a 4-pitch walk, if otherwise. And he does not throw a strike, and it is a 4-pitch walk. So the tying run now on base and a 4-pitch walk, and now we'll see what Wilson can do with a pickoff move here. But it'll be now with the number 9 hitter and Charlie Crawford, the center fielder. Now quick move. Wilson's got some strength here for sure. He's slowly been getting back to the form that he had before his fight with leukemia. Now pop check swing, and now running over. And look at the play by Josander Mendez for out number 2. Fighting the wind, fighting a little bit of drizzle in the air. And now 2 down. And now the other brother, Jackson Pollock, left-handed hitter. We barely saw him. 1 pitch, ground out. And takes the first pitch for strike 1. Takes a second pitch inside for strike 2. So we'll see what type of pitch Zola gives him. If it's a junk pitch or... And he's able to crank that into center field. He's got a 1-hop trying to come in and get the out, but unable to was Liam Carter-Patton. But now a single here puts the Pollock brothers on base, and it'll be Mikey Biebrus up to bat for his second time. Mikey already singled in this game before being stranded at third base. Strike 1 was that. And see if Wilson kind of takes a look back a second. Hits the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 count here from Wilson Zola. Gets him jammed again. This is a slow roller. Not able to get it cleanly. And no play. And a slow rolling single right there for Mikey Biebrus. And for the second inning in a row, The Broncos have the bases loaded. You can see he's not the hit that he was hoping for, but some good base running there by Jackson Pollock to kind of get in the way. And now it'll be Jameson Kruger. Jameson swings at the first pitch and fouls it up. Jameson also has a hit already. Now another foul pitch, and kind of saw Wilson kind of slide on the mound there. See if he tries to kick some sand or anything on it. No, he leaves it as is. An 0-2 count. Sound like a broken record. Tries to get him chasing, but he did not go for the high pitch. Jameson slices one that will go foul. A 1-2 count. Kruger got a ground one. This could be a tough one again. And quick throw and able to get the out. Nico Scafidi gets it over James Blaisdell. And for the second straight inning, they leave 3 on base to the Broncos. The Knights with the lead. We'll see what their bats can do in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the likes of Declan Manning, Nico Scafidi, and Hunter Radme. Be back with more here on Manchester Public Television after this. Knights back with their bats here in the bottom of the second, and Declan Manning, we'll see what he can do. Takes a first pitch from Brody Buha. And Brody looking at the mound as well as, again, a lot of use here at Gill Stadium. They do all that they can, Parks and Rec, to make that mound easier. And it certainly makes it hard to have the same pitching motion over and over again. But coming back to Declan with a strike is Brody, and now it's a 1-1 count. Brody fouls it just to the left of us. We're at the scoreboard operators. Doing a good job there is Aaron Riley and Mike Cotter. Now, Declan got to be careful. Down 1-2. Brody shaking off some pitches. Now tries to get him chasing. Does not go for it. Declan went 0-2 on Monday. Did have a walk. 2-2 count now. And he swings and misses at strike 3. And Buha gets himself a K, and 1 down for the Knights. And now we'll see what Nico Scafidi could do. Nico has had a great game already with some defense. Let's see if he can turn that energy to his bat. Takes a first pitch curve for a strike 1. Brody so far does have himself 4 Ks. Inside pitch there. Goes to a 1-1 count. Call the strike on the outside corner. Paul Vines. We are at a different angle here behind home plate, so it's difficult to see what the umpires are seeing. But a 1-2 count now to Nico. Outside, and he is called out. I see the frustration from Nico, but the Broncos are not complaining as Brody gets himself his 5th K. All 5 outs have come by way of a strikeout. And we'll see if Hunter Radme can change that with 2 down in the bottom of the second. First pitch a little up above. Hunter played some Sweeney Post last year. Takes a strike there. Does a great job out in right field. See if he can send one to right field. Called on the outside corner. A 1-2 count now. And swing and a miss, and strike 3. And that is 6 Ks through 2 innings here for Brody Buha. And the Alvirne Broncos will see what their bats can do as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. It is the Knights 1, Broncos 0. And we'll see what the Broncos can do with the 4, 5, 6 part of the lineup. Back with more after this. The lights have come on here at Gill, and we are back for the 3rd inning between this great contest between the Knights and Broncos. And doing the hitting here is number 10, Matty Biebrus. Matty is 1 for 1 so far. Was able to single out to right field, right center field, and was stranded at first base in the 1st inning. And he leads things off 0-2 count, and he fouls one up onto the rooftop. And it's actually on the catwalk, which is a very impressive feat for the designated hitter. We'll see. 0-2 count still from Zola. And now slice, but that will be a foul ball towards the Alvirne Broncos bullpen area. So, a lot of foul balls here. And for Matty, he is hitting in place of Jasper Workman, who has been doing the 3rd base duty. Haven't really said Jasper's name. Nothing has been hit his way, as nothing's been hit anywhere. Now sent out and ranging over towards the line, losing his hat, and is able to make the play for the 1st out. So nice job by Hunter Radme, who is able to get his hat and get back to his position with 1 down. And now Mikey McGowan, the first baseman, will see what he can do. Mikey popped up to shortstop his lone time up, kind of got jammed. And now Paul Vine's having a few words to say. Wilson Zola ready to go. And fouls it off himself. And you can see Mikey did not appreciate the feeling of that. Shakes his head. And now Mikey certainly far up in the batter's box. And now sends one up to center field. Tough wins, but able to come down with it cleanly is Liam Carter-Patton. So 2 down here. And we'll see if the Broncos go 1, 2, 3. It'll be pitcher versus pitcher battle again. And Brody Buha. Brody struck out his lone time up. He's involved with 7 Ks in the day. 6 on defense, 1 on offense. And he takes first pitch for a strike. Zola gets the sign from Manning. Now the delivery. Outside, call the strike, and I think Brody is feeling the effect of what he's been getting on his side with an outside pitch called a strike. So 0-2. Fouls that very lightly, almost throwing his bat, hoping for something. Now Paul Vine's having some trouble running out of baseballs. So again, Wilson with an 0-2 count here. Inside, misses. So count goes 1-2. Just missed. So Brody coming back here. Somehow has come back and the count has gone full. A battle between pitchers here. Wilson Zola, Brody Buha. And Wilson finally is able to get him swinging. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning for Wilson Zola. And you can see the energy for the Knights with a 1-0 lead. And we'll have the 9-1-2 part of the lineup. Josander Mendez, Gavin Courier, and Wilson Zola due up. Back here from Gill Stadium with Kyle Heavey and Manchester Public Television's baseball coverage after this. Josander Mendez, who went 2 for 3 on Monday, will be the leadoff hitter here in the third. And he takes the first pitch and fouls it off himself. Certainly does not feel nice, but Mendez, who has climbed the ladder here for the Knights and has been able to do exceptionally well here throughout the middle to late part of the season, will try to get things going here. He's already got his protective sliding mitt in his back pocket and ready to go, but he is down in the count 0-1. And now make it 0-2 is chasing on a slow curveball. And Josander, got to be careful. Try to get him chasing on an outside pitch, but Mendez knows better than that. The third baseman waits for the 1-2, and now he's going to slice one that will go foul towards the Broncos bullpen. So we'll do it again. Give some love to some of the bench guys here for the Broncos, as racing over to go get that is number 10, and that is Matty Bebris. Matty is obviously in this game doing a good job as the DH, but he was able to go snag that foul ball. So now a 2-2 count. Man, back-to-back foul balls. And you can see that even Mendez is trying to figure out what to do here. Coach Malik with that ball now on the third base coaching box. And fouled up over our head now. So we've gone left, we've gone right, we've gone back. Now we'll see if Mendez can go forward here. Paul Vine's running out of baseballs here. He's got to start getting some of these back. Still a 2-2 count. Now into the stands now. Cold night for fans to be in attendance. A lot of maroon for the Broncos fans. As now Paul Vines is officially out of baseballs. 2-2 count still. Outside, and they ring him up. Paul Vines apparently got sick of foul balls and said, all right, that was close enough. That's strike 3, and that will be the first out. And now will be the top of the lineup here with Gavin Courier. Gavin swings at the first pitch, popped up in the air. Who will get it? And able to come down with that for the first out. That is not a strikeout. And Memphis Beach able to do the damage and catch that ball. So now we'll see what Wilson Zola can do. Wilson was able to reach on an error and then score. First pitch outside. for ball one. Wilson thankfully had a pinch runner, and we can only hope that his teammate in one, Adriel Castillo, is okay. And a strike called there. And from the body language of Wilson Zola, he just does not understand. He's not getting those calls when pitching. Try to check it, win across. And now Wilson got to be careful here. Down the count, 1-2. And strike three. So 1-2-3 inning here. 2 strikeouts and a pop out to the catcher. And the Broncos still down a run. We'll see what their bats can do as we head to the top of the fourth right after this. The 7, 8, 9 part of the lineup here for the Alvirne Broncos as we start the top of the fourth inning in Memphis Beach. The catcher will see what he can do as he goes down with a first pitch strike. Memphis grounded out to shortstop. His lone time up is officially 0 for 1. And now we'll see what type of frustration Wilson Zola has after being called out. And a high fly ball. Josander Mendez finding it and is able to come down with that for the first out. Defense coming into play here for sure for Central West. Let's hope that they can keep going with this, as now it'll be Grayson Pollock who will be the batter. Grayson walked in the second inning, was stranded at third base, the tying run at the time. First pitch is outside for a ball. Pollock, the second baseman, takes a strike. Wilson has settled down and sat down the last 5 hitters consecutively. He's left 6 runners on base for the Broncos. Now fouled up onto the roof. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Neither team having anyone warming up here in the fourth inning. The Knights did use 3 pitchers the other night. And strike 3, so Zola able to get himself a K as well. And instead of around the horn, they threw it to Blaisdell, who will take it back. And now Charlie Crawford, who also popped out to Mendez, is up with 2 outs. Takes a first pitch strike. Zola just 3 Ks so far in this game. But what matters most is the lead. One count. Ball low. The center fielder certainly has some long legs, is able to run quite fast. It's a perfect spot for him in the bottom of the order. And now ahead in the count, 3-1. Wilson has only walked 1 batter so far in this contest. See if he can come back with a strike. And now sent out into left field, long ways, and not able to get it. It's going to one-hop the fence, and with his speed, he's going to head to third, and the throw will be off and sliding in safely with a triple. Charlie Crawford mentioned his speed. Could tell that if he could get a hold of one, it was going to go a long ways, and sure enough, it goes all the way to the bullpen. And now with the tying run just 90 feet away, Coach Malik wants to come out and get his pitcher squared away with a big spot, and it's only so much you can do when the 9-hitter can hit it that far. And give props to Liam Carter-Patton as well as Pierre Mendez for getting to that ball quickly. And on a cold, chilly night with your team down or ahead 1-0, they got to come together here, and we'll see what the Knights can do here. They give him a little pat on the back, and we'll see what he can do to deal with the top of the lineup. Jackson Pollock is 1 for 2, grounded out his first time on his first pitch, and also singled in the second before being stranded at second base. So big spot here. First pitch outside for a strike. Jackson did not appreciate that. And swing and a miss on the second pitch for strike 2. See if they come inside on Pollock here. They go outside and going to be hit and caught by the shortstop. Great play right there by Gavin Courier. Give some love to Wilson Zola. And the Broncos leave another stranded just 90 feet away. We'll see what the Knights can do as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be the likes of Liam Carter-Patton, James Blaisdell, and Pierre Mendez, the 3-4-5. Back to the more after this. Liam Carter will start things off here for the Knights, as Liam had himself a big hit his lone time up with that big RBI triple. Now, with no one on base here, he will see what he can do. A swing and a miss there. Liam getting told by Coach Malik to step further back in the box. And missing the strike zone there on a 0-2 count. One mistake so far for the Broncos, and another strikeout as Liam Carter goes down. And now one down here in the 4th inning. And we'll see what Mr. Blaisdell can do to try to help things. He was called out on a strike 3 call, his lone time up. Ball upstairs. Now pop fly, went back for a second, now coming in and able to make that second out. Just the second time anyone has fielded it and made the play. And Charlie Crawford, we know his speed, was able to catch that cleanly for the second out. So now we'll come down to Pierre Mendez to keep things going here for the Knights. Pierre certainly, his on-base percentage is quite high, but he did go down by way of a strikeout, his lone time up as well, and takes the first pitch for strike 1. And now Pierre takes the second pitch, also for a strike. Fouls one into the stands. Just missed the net, so hopefully everyone's okay down there. Pierre, with his orange bat, takes strike 3, and you can see his displeasure, but able to get another K is Brody Buha, and that will do it for the 4th inning As 3 up, 3 down, go the Knights. And now we'll go to the 5th inning. A good one here at Gill. Kyle Heavey, Manchester Public Television. Stay tuned for more right after this. And we start the top of the 5th inning. Broncos still trying to get themselves on the board. They've left 7 men on base. And we'll see what they can do here with the 2-3-4 part of the lineup. And Mikey Bibras is up to bat for the 3rd time. He is 2 for 2, 2 singles. And with a 1-1 count, slices one out towards right field. This will get down, and that will go for a 3 for 3 day from Mikey Bibras. The shortstop is trying his best to get the Broncos on the board, but now it's going to be up to Jameson Kruger to do his part as well. Jameson is playing on right field, hasn't had to make any defensive plays. He is 1 for 2, singled, and also a little issue here. Blaisdell not able to catch the pickoff attempt and able to slide up to second base. So an E3, and the Broncos now with a tying run 180 feet away. And certainly Wilson Zola not pleased with his first baseman, not able to catch that cleanly. Bunt attempt, he goes for it, but does not connect. Jameson has one job. Get that ball. Now we'll see if Wilson throws him an inside pitch, jamming him. Does not bunt this time. And Kruger, who had a close play his last time, grounding it to second base, and thankfully Nico was able to make the play. And the ball now goes out to center field. Now look at this, Liam Carter-Patton with the throw. It's going to be up. It's going to go into the dugout just about. And that's how the Broncos tie up this game. A single, an error, and an error allows the Broncos to tie up this game in the top of the 5th inning with no outs. Wilson Zola has to be frustrated. Defense has been huge so far, and thankfully he gets a foul ball this time to make the count go 1-2. Kruger, who missed the bunt, that would have been a sacrifice, now gets a chance to just go ahead and hit away, and fouls that one. Now another nubber. That goes foul. Smart move by Declan Manning, just letting it go foul, as that would have been a tough play to make. And you can see that he gets a sign from his coaches on what to do. And now you know that Jameson Kruger has got to be exhausted 2 times in a row, having to run back and forth from first base. And Zola, see if he gets him chasing on an outside pitch. A delivery. And he's going to send one out to second base. And it's going to be handled cleanly by Nico. And finally, 1 down here for the Knights. Now we'll see what Matty Bibras can do. His brother did the work to get in. Now we'll see if Matty's able to do the same thing. And 1 down in the 5th. Now sent out. Liam Carter-Patton sees it, feels it, and catches it for the 2nd out. So 1 pitch, 1 pop fly, and Matty goes down by way of an F8. And now we'll see what third baseman and Mikey McGowan can do. Mikey is over 2. He has popped out to the shortstop and flown out to center field. Goes ahead in the count 2-0. And he sends one down the line. Will it be fair? It goes through the uprights, and it will be a foul ball. Hit it a long ways. It did make it over the fence, but just about 20 feet foul. And a big spot right there. But it goes for strike one. And we probably won't be getting that baseball back. Now a little ground ball handled so nicely. Josander Mendez over to James Blaisdell. And that will do it for the inning. But after a single and a couple errors, the Broncos able to tie it up after 4.5 innings. It is the Knights 1 and the Broncos 1. Back to see what the Knights can do in the bottom of the 5th after this. Declan Manning, the 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup here for the Knights, due up here in the bottom of the 5th. The 6, 7, 8 all have struck out, but Declan here swings at the first pitch. It's going to be trouble, and it's able to come down and make the catch, and he gets some love from his teammates. Got to appreciate that. And a nice play by Jackson Pollock for the first out. So Declan Manning is now 0 for 2 on the day, and we'll see what the rest of the lineup can do. And Nico Scafidi, who also went down by way of a strikeout, but he has been hitting the ball quite well. Just got to find a pitch to hit, and that one was not the pitch, as that curved back for a strike. Nico has to get out of the way. Somehow it just goes over his head. And now count goes 1-1. Brody finally delivers, and he's softly hit down the first base line and able to come down for that. So Knights able to hit the ball a little bit, but unfortunately it's been coming down right into the hoofs of the Broncos. And now with 2 down, we will see what Hunter Radmay can do. Mikey McGowan haven't had to say his name in the field too much, as just the first time that he's had to touch the ball at the first base position. 1-1 count now. Close one to Hunter. Call the strike on the outside, so 1-2 count. Brody already has 10 Ks. See if he gets number 11 here. And he'll be popped up. McGowan ranging over, finding it, and is able to make the out. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Broncos. They have the energy. They scored a run in the 5th. We'll see what they can do in the 6th. As Kyle Heavey and Manchester Public Television, glad to be with you on your Wednesday, the 21st of May. Back with the 6th after this. Well, as we start the top of the 6th inning, a pinch hitter here for the Broncos is PJ Millett will be the batter here. PJ, wearing number 9, will see what he can do against Wilson Zola. So not sure if that means the day for Brody Buha or not. With his 10 Ks, he's really only allowed 1 hit, and that was a RBI triple in this contest. So PJ going ahead in the count 2-1. Hitting from the left-hand side. And he's going to slice one that will go too far out of play. Mendez thought about going for it, but it ends up on the rooftop. Unless he's Spider-Man, was not going to be catching that. But now Wilson, with 2 strikes on him, 2-2 count, gets him waving. And now 1 down here in the 6th. And Wilson's pitch count got to be getting a little bit high now, but he's going to get the outs as quickly as he can here. And now with one down, we'll see what Memphis Beach can do. Memphis is 0 for 2 in today's contest. Takes a first pitch for a strike. Memphis, really more importantly, has been sensational as a catcher today. Pitch upstairs. Memphis grounded out to shortstop in the second and popped out to third base in the fourth. He's going to ground one that will be a foul ball. That'll go a long ways. Underneath the first fence, hits the back fence. It's almost like golf out there, ladies and gentlemen. Miniature version, that is. Now, Memphis down on the count, 1-2. Zola looking for another K. And now a little softly hit ball that's going to get into center field. Liam Carter-Patton able to get that, but now the Broncos in business. The lead run on base now. And now we'll see what Grayson Pollock can do. Grayson has walked and struck out in today's contest, so he is 0 for 1. And see if he puts down a bunt here with just one down. And he's going to swing away so as of now. Takes first pitch for a strike. Pollock waits for the sign, and now he gets it, as Wilson just has to wait there patiently. Zola has only given up 7 hits so far in this contest. And a pop fly that will land in fair territory. They're going to have him running to third. So a one-out single for Grayson Pollock. A hit and run put on there. And he is able to get on base. And now Anthony Malik will come out and see what the decision is here with Wilson Zola. One down here in the 6th. The lead run just 90 feet away. And it's been a great performance. Again, now just 8 hits given up. And they're going to have a discussion here for a moment to see what happens here. But great job by the Broncos for Memphis Beach to get from first to third. And now Gavin Currier last to give some love to Wilson Zola, who has had a great day, not allowing the Broncos to come around to score. He's had the bases loaded twice and did not give up a run. But now with Charlie Crawford, who Charlie did hit a triple his last time up. Before being stranded at third base. And certainly the outfield is set back, prepared for this. A sac fly puts the winning run on. And now Wilson was ready to pick off a player, but all of them were able to get back to the base safely in time, and no throw was made. First pitch just misses. Manning tried to frame it, unable to. Charlie also popped up to the third baseman, Mendez. No throw, and safely able to get up to second base is Pollock. So one hit will bring in 2 runs here. Knight's got to be careful. Now a little jam shot, and Blaisdell able to get that. So a huge out right there from Wilson Zola, and his defense coming into play there. And now it'll be the top of the lineup here. And Jackson Pollock. Jackson is 1 for 3 in the game here. Does have a single. Takes first pitch low for ball 1. He's ground out to now a little pop fly that's just not going to be able to be caught by any of the Knights. It lands up on the rooftop. Jackson, first pitch, grounded out to second base. Singled in the second. And had a line drive to the shortstop his last time up. Now sent out to center field. It's going to be caught. You can see the Knights celebrating there, able to get out of a jam. Wilson Zola, a magician today, is able to get out of another jam. 9 runners left on base for the Broncos, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the Knights looking to do something here. We'll have the 9-1-2 part of the lineup. Back with more right after this. For just the second time in this game, Josander Mendez will come up to bat. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and will try to get things going for the Knights. Takes a first pitch swinging for strike 1. Josander, again, the other day, had himself a RBI triple. Do have some motion in the bullpen here for the Knights as they have relied on Wilson Zola to get them this far. A big swing and a miss there. Mendez would have loved to have had that one back. And timeout called. And Hunter Radmay is the pitcher warming up here. So we'll see if there's a switch out for Wilson Zola to go out there. But we'll worry about the batter first. And another K as Brody able to get his 11th K of the night. Gavin Courier, though, has been his kryptonite so far with that big triple back in the first inning that brought in an RBI. Excuse me, Gavin did not get on base. Excuse me. I had that wrong. I got jumped ahead of myself. Gavin is 0 for 2. He popped up to the catcher and struck out. And now he's going to hit one hard to shortstop. The throw is offline. It goes all the way over. Now trying to get to second base. A good throw. It goes out into left field. And he's just going to stay there at second base. The lead run now on base. An E6 right there is Mikey Bieber's just not able to have a good throw to first base. It had Mikey McGowan off the bag. And now we'll see what Wilson Zola can do. Wilson, great job pitching today. Would love to be able to get the win and get the RBI. Again, one down here. And Wilson has had a day here where he has been able to get on base thanks to an error on the shortstop as well. And also struck out. First pitch is outside. The speed of Gavin Courier could be the difference in this game. Wilson Zola looks to the heavens, confused of how that was a strike. But Paul Vine says it was. Check swing. Did he hold off? There's no checking, so 2-1 count. Brody fouls. Wilson fouls it onto the roof, so count goes 2-2. Wilson, for all the pain that he went through in the last year, all the pain from Monday, one swing of the bat could change that. 2-2 count. And he's going to sky one out into right field and able to come down and catch that. Wasn't sure if there's going to be some sort of trouble, but smartly the second baseman brings it in. And now we have 2 down. So great at bat for Wilson Zola. Just doesn't get as much pop on the hit as he expected. But you can't say much about the smart move by the Grayson Pollock, the second baseman. And now meetings all over the place. Third base coach Anthony Malik having a chat with Liam Carter, Patton. Well, also Memphis Beach and Brody Buha want to have a quick word. So, here it goes. Liam Carter Patton looking to play hero. Takes a first pitch outside, and you can just tell by his movement that he does not appreciate that. A big error in this inning, putting the stress on the Broncos. Oh, bad swing there. And Brody has Gavin on the ropes. The pressure in the air. See what happens. 0-2 outside, leaving it there. Scary decision by Liam Carter. Smartly holds off. He is 1 for 2. Did strike out his last time up. And Brody comes back with a big K after an error. Puts a man on base. Brody able to come back and get his 12th K. And the Broncos will have their bats up to work here as we head to the 7th inning. A 1-1 contest between the Broncos and the Knights. We'll see how long this night goes. Back with the 7th after this. Mikey Bieber starts things off after that error in the bottom of the 6th. Let's see if he can come back and get redemption here in the top of the 7th. First pitch just misses as Wilson Zola still remains in the contest. Both pitchers going 6 innings. Now Wilson will try to go 7, and he gets a called strike there. Bieber has gone 3 for 3 in the game, is the lone run for the Broncos. So see if Wilson can kind of get some redemption here. Falls behind the count, 1-2. Mikey was able to just manufacture the run himself. Now he pops one high up in the air, and this will end up on the rooftop here. Couldn't tell if that was going to be a play that Declan could make or not, as I got excited. But now count goes just 2-2. And Bieber with the face guard takes a pitch up high. And looking to get on base for the 4th time, whether it be by a single or a walk, the count goes full. And Zola will go for this. Payout pitch, and Wilson Zola is able to get him go down by way of the K. And there is 1 down here in the top of the 7th. And now it will be Jameson Kruger who will be the second batter here. Jameson is 1 for 3 on the day, as he has been big on fouling these off to the third base side. He ground out to second base, lined out to second base, and also singled before being stranded in the first inning. Now he's going to ground one over to second base. Nice play. Nico Scafidi able to get that. Yeah, you deserve to have that little bounce in your step, Nico. What a play right there by the second baseman. And now 2 down. And we'll see what they can do with Matty Biebrus. Matty is also 1 for 3 in today's contest as well. Takes a first pitch upstairs. Now popped up in the air, ranging over and calling for it, and able to make the third out is Hunter Radme. So a 1-2-3 inning go for the Knights as they shut down the Broncos. And for the Knights, they'll have the likes of the 4, 5, 6 part of the lineup here. Blaisdell, Mendez, and Manning due up. Kyle Heavey and Manchester Public Television back for the bottom of the 7th right after this. James Blaisdell looking to play hero here for the Knights in the bottom of the 7th inning. James is 0 for 2 in today's contest, having struck out in the first and flew out to center field in the 4th. And Brody Buha with 12 strikeouts in today's game, still going strong as well into the 7th. So both Wilson and Brody doing all that they can to get their teams to victory here tonight. James takes a strike on a 2-0 count, and now got to be careful here. Knights just looking for base runners to try to move them along. And now sent out into left field. This will go fair. This will go into a tough territory, and James will move into second base with a stand-up double. The stands are excited here. The fans are on their feet, and now we'll get a pinch runner here for James here, looking to score this winning run. Wow, what excitement has gone on here. Waiting to see what's going to happen. They're kind of making some interesting calls. As Pedro DeLeo is trying to come in to pinch run, and now Paul Vines and Jim Walsh are coming together to discuss things. Obviously, we don't have a mic on the field, so we can't hear everything, but when the umpires get together, obviously is a little bit of questioning what's going on here, as the ball came down fair for sure. And now Paul Vines will come back to discuss things with both coaches. Coach Houle and Coach Mackin are here to discuss things. I think they're almost questioning if that was a fair ball or if the field at play caused some disturbance in being able to field that cleanly. Obviously, he had to go through the goalpost, and just waiting is Pedro, who's now getting spoken to by Coach Anthony, and Paul Vines is explaining things as best he can, and Broncos are not pleased with that answer, but Paul Vines is now going to speak to Coach Mackin, and James Blaisdell able to get himself a double, and what a job by the kid right there. Gets some love from his coach, and you can see his teammates have come out. They're starting a little bit of a mosh pit going on here. And now we'll see what they decide to do with Pierre Mendez. If Pierre puts down a bunt or if he swings away, Obviously, just the second hit in the contest. Brody Buha able to do things so exceptionally well. And now the Broncos are having to meet up to discuss what to do, where to throw it, how to play it, and do all the little things correctly here because there's no room for a mistake at this point. They all leave Brody here, who's still on the mound. Coach Houle comes back to the dugout. And now Colton Houle will hope that the Broncos can make the right plays. Paul Vines says, hold on a minute. I haven't even put my mask on. Pierre Mendez, 2 strikeouts on the day. Looks to lay down a bunt. It pulls back and called a strike. You can see Memphis Beach getting signs from Coach Houle. 0-1 count. Oh, it's a great pickoff move. It goes out to center field, and nothing happening there. Sensational move by Brody. Had him going the wrong way. Pedro got to be careful there. Trying to get the tire pebbles off of his hands now. So see if Brody goes back to that. Gets a sign. Brody looks back. Shortstop right behind him. Bunt attempt, but it held off. And it goes for a ball. So 1-1 count now to Mendez, the left fielder. Nice job not putting the bat out there on these bunt attempts. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pierre has got to get a bunt down to move Pedro. He does here. The play, the throw, the third is a good one. Pedro out at third on a fielder's choice. Brody making the strong throw to third base and got the tag down. Pierre does get on first, but the winning run just 180 feet away, gunned down. And now we'll see what Declan Manning can do with his bat. Declan has gone 0 for 2. Did fly out to left field his last time up, and he's called for a strike there. And you just see him stunned in disbelief as that was so inside. Now getting him jammed, fouling it into the seats here. Declan Manning gets the bat on the ball here. Could be something here, but with an 0-2 count. Timeout from both sides. Brody looks over at first. Throws home and gets Declan swinging on a strike 3. And the Broncos taking the energy from the Knights here. And with 2 outs, it'll be number 10 and Nico Scafidi. Nico had that great diving play to save a hit in the top part of the inning. Swings at the first pitch for a strike. Nico has struck out and popped out to first base. Is 0 for 2. Takes a pitch inside. Mendez not taken off from first base. Brody Another strike. Gets Nico down to a 1-2 count. Mendez still at first. And now a little check swing. Can this drop down? It's going to be caught for the third out. So some excitement here in the seventh, but Manchester Central West leaves one on base. So after a big double by Blaisdell, we'll go to the eighth inning. Kyle Levy, Manchester Public Television, with some extra innings. Back with more after this. Wilson Zola back in for the eighth, and the first pitch is hit into left field, and the Broncos have a runner on base here in the top of the eighth inning and able to make the train keep rolling here is Mikey McGowan, who is at first base, and we'll see if they have a pinch runner for him. They do, and it will be number 24, and number 24, that is none other than Logan Orr. So Logan, we'll see if he can move around the base paths. And now, quick discussion here with Paul Vines as Colton Houle. Colton kind of making sure that things are right here. Well, seeing this, Colton will make the decision here to Logan Orr as Wilson Zola, who has pitched 7 sensational innings, only giving up 1 run, has got to be careful here. Looking to see what they do here. They're going to have a pinch hitter here as well, as coming into the game to bat will be number 8 in Brady Mitchell. Brady's got some size to him. Let's see if he can send one away. A quick pickoff move. Blaisdell has to safely get that. Well, Mitchell waits for his first pitch. Another pickoff move, and this is a good one. Or in a rundown. Let's see how the Knights can do this. Back and forth they go. What a pickle we have going on here. Now, oh, they're going to get him out. The Broncos make a mistake. And what a job by all the Knights able to put that down. Great job by all the infield. Blaisdell, Courier, Scafidi, and finally able to get the first out. So disaster here on both sides with pinch runners. And now it's going to be up to Brady Mitchell. Swings and misses the first pitch. My blood pressure going through the roof here with watching that go down. Now fouled towards the Manchester Police Department here at the corner of Valley and Maple. Wilson just misses outside. So 1-1 count here. Again, top of the 8th, 1 down, a tied 1-1 game. And strike 3, and Brady Mitchell is not pleased with that, but Wilson Zola will take that. You can see a little bit of a smirk on his face, and with 2 down, it'll be the Broncos who will try to keep things going here. Fouled back onto the rooftop here. And Memphis Beach, the batter here, 1 for 3 on the day. Singled his last time up in the 6th. And called a strike, and I think both teams are getting a little frustrated with the umpiring, but they're keeping it even to both sides. Now a ground ball. Mendez over to Blaisdell. Oh, off the hop. It's not a good one, and it goes a long ways out of play, and James smartly puts his hand up in the air and has to go get that out of territory. And the Broncos able to use a mistake by the Knights and now have the lead run 180 feet away. A tough one right there. James just not able to get that. And now we'll see Anthony is coming out again. What a long night here. 7 2/3 inning pitched, and the pitch timer running out. Got to be careful here with 2. Mendez obviously did wish that he could throw in that a little better. Smart move. Just calm your players down. We just got to get 1 out. Everything will be fine. Just got to know that this team has battled through so much through the first 13 games. They would love to get win number 1 on the year. And Gavin Currier and the rest of the boys make their way to their position. And it'll be Wilson staying in the contest. And he'll be facing the likes of Grayson Pollock. Grayson has been on base twice, once with a single and once with a walk. Oh, here we go. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And even Grayson, who has struck out as well in the 4th, not happy with that call. That one here is a good one. And now it's an 0-2 count. And Grayson kind of talking to himself, saying, do better, just do the job. Hit the ball. And he swings at the 3rd pitch, slams his bat on the ground, and Wilson able to get out of a jam. So after an error leaves 1 on base, we have no runs across, no hits, just 1 error, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th here from Gill Stadium on this Wednesday night, hitting almost the 9 o'clock hour. We'll be back with more after this. Brody Buha's day is over after 13 Ks, 7 innings pitched, and 1 run allowed, no walks. And now we'll have Brady Mitchell come in. Brady went down by way of a strikeout when we just saw him in the top part of the inning. We'll see what he can do against Hunter Radmay in the bottom part. Hunter taking a couple pitches inside here. So is ahead in the count 2-0. Hunter is 0 for 2. Has a strikeout and popped up to first base. Takes a 3rd consecutive pitch inside. And Mitchell having some trouble. Has some velocity, but seems to be angled more towards the inside of the... And finally finds the strike zone on a 3-0 count. Again, bottom of the 8th inning, a 1-1 game. And now coming back with 2 consecutive strikes to make it a full count. Mitchell has to be feeling the nerves here for those first 3 pitches, but now has calmed down and is looking to get himself his first K. And he does! Hunter Radmay watches it go by, and the pitcher, Brady Mitchell, able to get himself his first K. And that's 14 combined strikeouts for the Knights here as the Broncos want to get their chance to bat again if we have to go to the 9th inning. Fouled ball, first pitch swinging by Jazander Mendez. Jazander has gone down twice, both by way of the strikeout when dealing with Brody Buha. Now, pitch just barely misses. Count goes to 1-1. Mitchell, a lot larger size-wise, both height and strength. And now a hit up the middle here, and Mendez gets himself a single, and the winning run on base for the second consecutive inning. It's just a matter of can they get him around 270 feet to go. Now it'll be the top of the lineup, and Gavin Currier. Gavin has gone 0 for 2, reached his last time on an error, and will obviously look to see if Mendez can do anything on the base paths. First pitch is a ball to Gavin. Just the third hit in this game by the Knights. A triple in the first inning, a double in the 7th inning, and now a single here in the 8th inning. Couple errors spiced in here to make this game unique. A bunt attempt, but Gavin does not go for it. Again, one down here. Bottom of the 8th. Pulls back on that one, and it is called a strike. No movement from Jazander at first so far. Bunt attempt is fouled, and now count will go 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one down. Currier looking to make something happen. And he keeps the bat going here with fouling that off. Brady Mitchell looking to get his second K as well. And the delivery. Outside, count now full. Patience is a virtue for Gavin Currier. Reached in the 6th on an error, looking to reach again in the 8th. And now he sends one out to center field. Is it far enough? Oh, a great diving catch. Goodness gracious. This game keeps going. And keeps going, and Charlie Crawford with a web gem right there to put 2 outs up on the board here. Got to give some love to Gavin here as he jogs off as a hard hit ball, but just some great fielding. And now Wilson Zola would love to help his cause and get this victory. 8 innings pitched. A pickoff attempt to first. Wilson scored thanks to an error back in the first inning 2+ hours ago and wants to do it again. Or at least help get his teammate. Oh, a hard hit ball down the right field line. Oh, it's off his glove. It bounces away. He's having trouble with it. They're rounding the bases. They are stopping him at third. A smart move by Coach Malik. And a big hit right there by Wilson Zola. And the Knights have the winning run 90 feet away. What will they do with Liam Carter-Patton? Liam has the triple that brought in the lone run. with 2 outs. Will they go for a suicide squeeze, or did they let him hit away? Obviously, Brady Mitchell has been giving up some hits here. First ball, hard ball. The throw is off, and the Knights win. Able to come around and score. And look at the celebration. The Knights win it. Look at this celebration going on here at Gill. The Knights finally get the monkey off their back and get the victory. A tough error by the Broncos allows the winning run to come in. Josander Mendez able to come home from third, and the Knights finally win it after 8 hard inning pitches, eight innings of hard play. And boy, what a wonderful doubleheader we've had, and congratulations again go to the Central West Knights on this big victory. A long game here, but a wonderful one. If you are a fan of baseball and players of the game, boy, this is going to be a tough one right here. I guess I'll go with the 3 stars. The first star will have to go with the winning run, and that is Josander Mendez, who was able to come around and score. The second player of the game, you got to give some love to Brody with his 13 Ks, 7 innings pitched. And the player of the game, Wilson Zola, with getting this victory. And he goes to just a wonderful spot and able to help out with keeping the innings alive. Thank you all very much for watching. For Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lahr, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, my name is Kyle Heavey. It's been a pleasure to be with you on this Wednesday. Again, you see it right there. The Knights 2, the Broncos 1. Congratulations to Central West on your first victory. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a good night.